sport. It's a
Right.
team sport,
Well, Florida
but
had
the
a team.
quarterback,
It didn't
the
have the
quarterback gets
same
way too much
material
credit and
as
way
the
too
other
much
guy.
blame.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I need a guy that knows how to win football games that's tough. Okay?
Yeah, I know. Is that
Okay.
guy Graham Mertz? Is it going to be Graham Mertz? Does he know how to win football games?
We will find out.
I
I'm
think
telling you right
well,
now, in my mind, from what I've seen on tape, that the Florida Gators will win more games than they won last year. The team will be a better football team.
You're making blanket statements, and I understand that. But the point I'm
It's
making
not a blanket statement.
Yeah, it
okay,
is. All you're saying is the Florida Gators
so
going to win more
we're gonna
games
go back to the
6.
quarterback position. I'm gonna end it right here. Is Graham Mertz a better athlete or quarterback than Anthony Richardson? I don't know. Can he throw the ball better and more accurate?
Well,
Absolutely, he can.
The first part of your statement was he's not a better athlete. No. The
No.
second part of your statement is, well, you just asked that, and hypothetically, rhetorically, whatever. But I'm not arguing with you. I'm just simply saying you don't have guys around you are not going to be as good.
It has nothing. I don't care about the NFL. It's about potential. The NFL is potential. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well, Bryce Young had more than potential. He had results.
He's a winner. And this, again, I look at the quarterback position different than everybody else, just like Coach Spurrier. The best quarterbacks that played at the University of Florida were guys that were tough and won football games. I will give you the names. You tell me if they were tough and winners or not, okay? Was Werfel.
Yeah.
He won at every level. Mm-hmm. State title, SEC title, national title. Rex Grossman.
Yeah.
State title, SEC title. Damn tough player. Could throw the football.
And Chris Leak. What? Neither one of those guys would have won a state title on each side. So let's just forget about this. They had players
That's not
around.
True. If you're the best player on the field, you got to win games.
Shush.
Best player on the field wins
winning a state championship at East Side. Rex Grossman isn't winning a state championship at East Side. I don't want to hear it. You know damn well that's right. You got to have guys around you, bro. You didn't win it at Pascagoula if you didn't have T-Buck and the other guys around you.
T-Buck played defense. He had nothing to do with offense.
But it's all part of having great players on your team. Florida doesn't have that. How many times have we talked about how shitty the roster was? And the fact
it's terrible. But the quarterback play. But I'm saying the quarterback play is just as equally as bad as the rest of the play. That's what people don't want to admit.
Well, I'm not saying the guy set the world on fire. And granted,
I'm wishing him well with the Colts, but I don't think he's going to be what everybody thinks he is, and I hope I'm wrong. But have I told you from day one how he plays football?
Yeah.
Has it changed?
Not in last season, no.
Did it change from when I told you what kind of player he was at high school? I'm just asking a question.
No.
Okay, so what makes you think it's going to change at the next level?
Because he'll have help. That's all. Jalen Hurts needed help at Oklahoma. He got it.
Jalen Hurts won, JC, everywhere he was at.
He did because he played for Alabama. If he had played for Wisconsin, he wouldn't have. And and I'm not saying that he isn't a winner. I get it. He is, but let's be honest here, dude. Jalen Hurts didn't win the national title. Tua won it at Alabama.
I don't care. He was tough as hell and won games.
but he couldn't throw a forward pass. So we got
so here's a great comment here, and I agree 1,000% with what Tony says here on Facebook Live. The great alpha quarterbacks make the guys around him better.
Sure, but Percy Harvin is a special player. Tim Tebow didn't.
Why do you keep talking about Percy Harvin?
I'm making an example of why these quarterbacks, in some cases, were very successful. They had these great players around. They helped them. And listen, Jalen went to OU. He got Lincoln Riley to show him how to play the position. He didn't have the turnover at the coaching position with the offensive coordinator. He goes to Philadelphia, and they create an offense for him.
All right. Well, as Rick says, let's move on to a different subject because your point, like Ted says, AR was not consistent. Facts. I don't know why my Anthony was not able to make receivers better. Facts. I mean,
everybody agrees that good players around you make you better.
But the best players make everybody else better. The best player on the field makes everybody else better. That's a fact. You can ask that.
So did Percy Harvin not make Tim Tebow better? Of course he did. Yeah, but
Tim Tebow made Percy Harvin pretty damn good too.
With what?
with being a winner and a leader, JC, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that position that the general public does not know about.
Okay.
I'm just okay. So I don't know what we're arguing about here. I'm just telling you the facts are that the Gators will win more games than they won last year.
Those aren't the facts because they haven't been proven yet. We'll see.
They will be.
That's a guess. That's called a hypothetical.
Okay. It's no different than in your job when Merrill Lynch says buy this stock and you say buy that stock. Okay. I'm telling you to buy the stock in Florida to win more than to win 8 games. Okay. Because everybody thinks, because they think if Anthony Richardson was the quarterback, they'd win more games. That's what everybody just thinks. They won 6 games with him last year. 6. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was the worst roster we've ever had at Florida.
Right. So, but whether it's the roster or not, the way he played told me that we weren't going to win a lot of games. I look at it different than you. You just look at whatever. I don't know what you look at.
I like results. I'm a results guy.
Okay, and the results are we won 6 games. The previous year we won 6 games,
and we predicted 7. So I mean,
yes, I'm predicting 8 this year because quarterback play will be better.
Okay. Well, it's going to have to be if you're going to win 8.
Well, they're going to win 8. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you. There's no question in my mind. At Chris Doring Mortgage, they do mortgage lending right, helping home buyers throughout Gainesville and North Central Florida. Call Chris Doring Mortgage today, 352-244-0840. A few more minutes with JC, then we'll have Willie Jackson. All right.
Willie Jackson.
Let's see here. Was Willie any good?
He won a couple of one-on-ones, yeah. He wasn't the fastest guy out there, but boy, when you threw it up there, he would go get it. That helps the quarterback, doesn't it?
Yeah, he made his quarterbacks look real good.
He helped them. You can't tell me he didn't.
No, but I'm telling you, we threw him catchable balls. Me and Danny catchable balls where he could catch the ball and do something with it. But he wasn't the most talented guy, but he got it done somehow.
Great hands, caught everything. I mean, he caught everything.
Well, when you throw catchable balls, you catch things.
No,
when you throw it 100 miles an hour, it's hard as hell to catch it. Ask any receiver. Believe it or not.
100 miles an hour. Well, yeah, no, that's no good.
So anyway, Mike says the last NCAA football team that went to the White House was LSU in 2019.
Okay, well, COVID had a lot to do with it in 2020. That's, Alabama didn't go because of the COVID thing. And, 2021, I'm not sure what happened. I guess the COVID thing still existed. And then last year, the Georgians just said, no, thanks. That's okay.
We got a text from George here on the Titan More text line. It says, JC wishes Anthony would be the quarterback for the Gators, so the Gators will have another.
That's stupid. All I'm saying is let's just quit killing the guy like we always do.
That's the thing. Nobody is killing him. Okay, JC. Well, because people
he throws it 100 miles an hour. He wins 6 games. He's not.
Those are facts.
Okay, but I mean, be fair in some of that at least. He had
look. I love the kid. I think he's awesome, and I am pulling for everything. But I have not seen any difference play from when I saw him play 4 years of high school to 3 years of college football. Nothing has changed.
When John Brantley played quarterback for the Gators in the 70s, he just didn't have a whole lot of players around him. John Brantley played quarterback in the 90s. He might have been an All-American. So, that's all I'm saying. And
you're talking about John Brantley, the dad?
Either one of them. I don't care. Yeah, John Brantley, the dad, obviously in the 70s. That's what I'm saying. He did the best he could with nothing. And if he had played in the 90s, who knows? He could have been an All-American with Spurrier.
Well, hell, if I would have been 244 pounds, I would have been the first pick in the draft. If you wanted to play that game.
It's not the game about who you are. I'm just saying it's your circumstances and who you're around. You cannot win without good players around you.
Well, you have choices and options these days. You can go wherever the hell you want to go play.
Well, these days you can, but that's not been the case for as long as we know. The football landscape is different. Everything's different. You are basically burying the sport because of NIL and all this crap, and it's just going to get better. So don't be so upset about it.
It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse.
No, it's going to get better because we're going to have 12-team playoff. We're going to have 9 SEC games. We're going to have 16 SEC teams. It's going to get better. Are you kidding me? You got Oklahoma and Texas coming. It's going to get a lot better. It's going to get harder.
Rick wants to know if you're AR's agent. Cliff says Trask was not a better athlete than Franks, but he made better decisions, was more accurate and consistent. Yeah, I mean these are all things that we know, all things that we know. So, but JC's on a. I'm not sure what JC's on. Kyle Trask made Kadarius Toney a first round pick. So, and Tebow beat Alabama without Percy. So take that, JC, is what JB said.
Oh God, he also lost. But the thing is that Percy Harvin, and I'm not. This is not debatable. This is not an argument. But boy, did Percy Harvin help that guy out, and he helped out.
Megan has a great comment here on Facebook Live. Alabama QBs are no different than Florida's this year, but Alabama's record will be better because they have a better team overall.
I think Florida's record would have been better last year with a better team overall too.
I think every team in America can say that. If you have a better team overall, you're going to win more games.
And again, that's why I'm not saying – I don't know why you jumped crazy off the ledge here when I just simply said that Anthony didn't have a lot of the advantages that other quarterbacks in Florida had.
Because JC, when people claim him as the greatest athlete to ever walk on campus, you got to be better. The team has to feed off of you, and they didn't. I mean, I saw it from the press box, and it makes no sense. And I hope it works out for the Colts. But I'm just telling you, as the quarterback position, he's got to get 100 times better at a lot of stuff, and I don't know if he can.
Yeah, well, that's what the Colts will find out. They bet.
That's right. That's what the Colts. They drafted him on potential, just like the NBA does these days. And a lot of people lose their job over that word potential.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm pulling for him because you never know. I mean, maybe he can run. Maybe he can run around and run over folks in the NFL.
So tomorrow night we're going to find out what his schedule is going to look like. We're going to find out what Jacksonville's schedule is going to look like. We'll find out what the NFL schedules are coming at. That's now a new event thing now, the releasing of the schedule. So tomorrow we find out. Tomorrow night at 8:00 we find out who Anthony's going to have to play or not play against. Depends on if Gardner Minshew gets the gig. And then, of course, what Jacksonville's home schedule is going to be like. They got 9 scheduled home games. One's going to be in England. So I'm kind of eagerly anticipating, as a season ticket holder, what the Jaguars are going to look like on their home field in 2023.
All right, real quick, last Facebook Live, George says, and I want your thoughts on this, JC, while we're waiting on Willie.
Okay.
He says, anticipation, accuracy, quick, correct decisions. These are the
I'm
things.
not arguing about that.
No. Let me finish reading it. Anticipation, accuracy, quick, correct decisions. These are things Anthony didn't have. He was a great citizen. He's a great athlete. He didn't have the winning grit that great QBs had. Would you agree with that assessment or disagree?
Yeah, I would also say that 2 of aforementioned quarterbacks we've talked about here in the last 20 minutes.
You're talking about two Heisman Trophy winners, okay?
I know they don't win the Heisman Trophy without roster last year. Okay.
Well, nobody wins the Heisman Trophy unless they're on a very good football team.
That's true.
Let me ask you this.
That's right.
I'm waiting on Willie.
You just made my point.
Right. Okay. Well, there's only one trophy that goes out. Okay. There's 121 Division I teams playing. Okay. Only one guy in the world is going to win the Heisman Trophy each year. So that's a terrible analogy.
By the way, I got Hideki Matsuyama in the Byron Nelson.
All right, you can have Hideki. That we're going to take one pick. I'm taking Tom Kim. That's the Peachland Dental weekend picks. I'm trying to see if Willie's in. I don't know what he's doing here. He probably don't know how to work this. I'm disappointed in your thought process today, JC.
Of what?
Because
about Anthony?
No. This has nothing to do with Anthony. This is okay. If you had John Parker Wilson is your quarterback. He just needs better players around him. I mean, you can say that about every quarterback that's ever played the game.
Are you denying that having 2 great guys on the outside, having a great tight end, a couple of good players on your team isn't going to help you win more games?
Yes, but that's such a blanket statement. I mean, everybody can say that for every team. The damn Mississippi State, Will Rogers could say that. Lane Kiffin's going to win probably 7 or 8 games again and give up 500 yards a game.
There's a lot of absolutes in football. don't turn over the ball. If you win the turnover margin, you might win the
Okay.
game.
All
Blah
right,
blah
well,
blah. Everything.
All right, well, keep that. Keep that. We got to get to Willie.
I'll see
We'll
you,
take a
bud.
quick timeout. We come back. We'll be joined by the new head football coach of PK Young, Willie Jackson. You're watching and listening. PodUp with Matthews in the morning.
We want to take this moment to thank our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Our premium sponsors are Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, the only official injury and accident law attorneys of the Florida Gators. Peaceland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise.
Campus USA Credit Union.
QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Dave & Buster's, eat, drink, play, and watch. Our gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co., Ruse Ogre State Farm Insurance, Doreen Wibby, Realtor Caldwell Banker, MM Parish. Our touchdown sponsors are Adams Ribs, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Okido America, Style Cuts, Ironwood Golf Course, Big Mills Cheesesteak, McDonald's of Gainesville, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Aver and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you're interested in promoting your business on the show, call Freddie at 352-284-3733. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Hi, this is Steve Spurrier, former head ball coach of our Florida Gators. Business is booming at our restaurant, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. So we're looking to hire 3 top quality front of the house managers and assistant managers. Restaurant talent acquisition is like building a championship football dynasty, and I'm recruiting great people to join our newest team. Thanks to the overwhelming support of people here in Gainesville, the Gator Nation, and fans of all the teams, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is one of the busiest restaurants in the state. And with our weekend brunch buffet and our takeout options coming soon, we're looking to add a few new restaurant leaders. Everyone knows a coach sometimes is about as good as all of his talent, his players, and his assistant coaches. And if you have a restaurant management experience and are looking to work in a fast-paced, fun environment, then go to www.spurriers.com and apply today. Thank you, and go Gators.
Come on, Shane.
All right, we're back here. Celebration Points, where the Gators go to celebrate with premium brands like Regal Cinemas, The Keys, Dave & Buster's, Palmetto Moon, Starbucks, Visor's Rooftop, and the HBC's restaurant Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, the #1 celebrity polished casual restaurant in America. We'll see you at Celebration Point, where the Gators go to celebrate. We're now going to go ahead to the Titan MR Hotline. We're joined by the head ball coach of the PKY, that's PK Young, Blue Wave football program, Willie Jackson Jr. Good morning, Coach. How you doing?
Morning, Shane. How you doing, brother?
You don't have a new visor that says PKY on it?
Not just yet. Not just yet. I'll get one.
Well, congratulations, Willie. Obviously, you've been coaching a long time, going back to your alma mater. Just tell us how the process all worked out and how you became the head coach.
It was a very extensive process. Some similar. Last couple of years, I've been applying at a lot of HBCUs, head coaching jobs. So the process was pretty extensive, almost even more extensive than those college interviews processes were. Basically what happened is they opened up the job, but it was going to be for an athletic director and / football coach, dual position. That's what interested me with it at first. And basically, when we went into the first interview, it was known that I wanted to do both of them, not just one. And so then as we did the process, a very interesting candidate popped up, Valerie Frenoy. She worked at the University of Florida at in the Office of Student Life for a brief moment. Then she's at Texas Tech as an assistant athletic director. So she applied for the job, former Blue Wave as well. They chose her to do athletic directorship, which sort of said, okay, well, Willie said he only wanted to do both. Then they opened the search back up just for a football coach, and Benson Brown over at from Wildwood. He's also a Gainesville native and a former Gator. He applied and he was on board, but he was having such success in Wildwood, and they upped the ante, and he just had to stay put at Wildwood, and here I am. So it's been a very, very extensive process, but it worked out, I guess.
Yeah. So are you actually, what are you just going to coach? Are you teaching? What are you doing are you doing anything at school?
I'm coaching. They're starting a position. Basically it's called a success coach. So that'll be meeting with students, not just athletes, students in general, trying to get them help prepared for college and just whatever success or anything they want to do in the future. They're still putting the program together. So that will be part of it as well. On campus doing that.
Now, obviously, spring ball started 1st of May, so you've missed some practices. Today's going to be your first day, right? Or was it yesterday?
Yesterday, the first day actually on the field, was introduced on Monday, and I had been going out, checking out, helping out a little bit, once or twice. One day last week. So yesterday was the actual first day on field. We have a spring game next Thursday. It's a small time, but, you have to get acclimated and let guys know and that you're going to be there and everything's going to be okay.
So obviously, I can't remember. You have a kid. We'll talk about Khalil, who's at Florida, still as a wide receiver. Don't you have another son that's a quarterback as well?
He played quarterback younger, but he's a receiver. He's actually just a receiver.
Okay, so I had a couple of people text me wanting to know what kind of offense you're going to run. I assume you're going to throw it around a little bit.
That's always the plan. But you coming into it late, you got to go with personnel. I think personnel, if you know what you're doing or you have an idea, you know that you'd like to throw the ball around, but you have to have personnel in order to get certain things done. And we're just getting there. We got guys that are trying new positions and people leaving. I tell you, this high school transfer portal is even more brutal than the college transfer portal. So you lose a lot of kids. You may get some kids. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. But we'll definitely make it a wide open. We'll chunk it around a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. The portal is crazy, especially in high school sports these days. When you look at your roster right now, how many, like PK Young is what classification? 3A?
Things have switched so many times in the past few years, but now what you have, the highest that you go now is 4A in Florida for football. But it's lumped into different classes. Like if you start from the top and go down, you got 4M, which is 4 Metro. And that's the big cities, Miami. We don't have a 4 Metro here in Gainesville. You got 4 Metro, 3 Metro, 2 Metro, 1 Metro. Then you go 4 Suburban, 3 Suburban, 2 Suburban. We fall under 1 Suburban. And you have one rule. One rule is Hawthorne, Pahokee, Madison County, Chiefland, Union County, Fort White, Newberry. They fall under 1 rule. We're falling under 1 Metro.
And who's in your district?
Just Trinity Catholic. Trinity Catholic and St. Joseph St. Joseph decided to come out and go independent. So it'll be PK Young and Trinity in our district.
You and John Brantley, senior,
going
at it.
Yeah.
So, Willie, have you got your entire staff, or are you just dealing with who's coaching right now? May make some changes going in the summer?
Yeah, it'll be more in the summertime because it's so late in the game. You don't want to shock the kids so much. I mean, it's already been a shock to them, but you can't shock them too much. But once we get to summer, I guess I'll start adding some pieces as need be, and we'll go from there.
Okay. We had another text here on the Titan of our text line. This is from Robert. He says, tell Willie hello. He lived with Eric and a big old snake.
Yeah.
Yep. People talking about that back in Yon Hall. Eric
Yeah.
Red had a big old python or something.
Yeah,
It was
we have
some
big
crazy
python.
snake.
Big python.
So, have you talked to Coach Spurrier since you've been named the head ball coach?
I have not. I talked to Coach Spurrier a few weeks back, right at the end of, we were at a Gator scrimmage, watching the scrimmage together a few weeks back. Right before, it was a week or two before the spring game. That's the last time I saw Coach.
So, Willie, what is it? I mean, what was the feeling like? Obviously, you had a lot of success as I mean, you played everything there at PK Young coming out of high school. And, back in those days, when Coach Spurrier was here, I mean, you played there, Doring played there, Travis, your brother, Terry played there. They had some really good teams, some good athletes coming out of there. But what's it like being back now in charge? You got to have that feeling you want to get PK Young back to winning, right?
Definitely. I mean, they had a couple of good years here and there a few years back. They made it to the second round of the playoffs and got put out, I think, by the Villages. That was before when they were 3A, working small 3A, 4A ball. But yeah, they had a good run a couple of seasons. But, you just I want to change and build the program to be a competitive and always be an issue every year.
Yeah, well, the good thing about PK Young, and correct me if I'm wrong, is with you getting established there, getting your coaches in place, once those kids get on campus, I mean, they start, what is it? Is it first grade?
Kindergarten.
So you can actually, whether it's, middle school football, whatever, you can build your program. They can learn your system at a young, early age.
That's always been one of the benefits, but it's also sort of like the catch. It's both. It's double-edged sword because you get kids young, but then what happens is the getting in isn't as easy as a public school. But what happens is if you're able to build your program with the younger kids and bring them right through, then you can have certain success. That's why in basketball, we've always been competitive and always been one of the top programs in the state of Florida because, in basketball, it's not so much about size, but you can learn to play. Because I played basketball in high school from 7th grade. I started playing in 7th grade. And so by the time I got to then I was, I could contribute because I had been playing a lot of years. Football, not so much because it's hard to put a 7th grader out on the field with a varsity football player. But if you build the programs at a younger age and you just feed them on through, then it'll be great.
Blue Oak State Farm Office is a team of dedicated insurance professionals ready to help life go right with the right insurance options for you and your family. Visit ogreinsurance.com. Give them a call at 352-240-1779. A few more minutes here with Willie Jackson, Gator great, now the head football coach at PK Young. Speaking of that, you play, like I said, you play multiple sports. I play multiple sports. I'm one of those guys that says play it all while you can until you go to college. Are you going to be preaching to your kids on campus? Go run track, go play baseball, go play basketball.
I think that's an advantage. I mean, for one thing, you're not going to be sitting still. You'll be always moving. But then at the other part, it teaches you different skill levels, different skill sets when you play multiple sports. And it opens up your opportunities. And I think it creates a more rounded athlete. A lot of times now you have kids that just specialize. But if you're going to just specialize, you have to be special. It's like you're head and shoulders above everyone else because you only do that all year round. You have a lot of that. I think more baseball, you get more specialty guys. But I even played baseball up until 9th grade. But I just went from one sport to the next, one sport to the next, one sport to the next. I never got a chance to just work on sports. I think now we do sports year round, but a lot of times it's only maybe one sport, maybe 2 sports with guys. And it's always great. I think it's great too. So I would never say a kid couldn't do certain things. And I've seen coaches do that. Well, hey, don't play football, don't play basketball, or, I've seen coaches do that to kids before.
Yeah, I hate doing that. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Your son, Khalil Jackson, wide receiver number 22 at Florida. I saw a report. Is he on full scholarship now?
He's on full scholarship.
That's awesome. That had to make Daddy feel pretty good, huh?
Yeah. It was overdue, but it is what it is. It's a good thing for him. I think it does something for him more so than for me. Now he probably get grounded a little bit and feel a certain way about the
How
program.
many more years does he have left?
You know
I
what?
lose
In
track.
football, he has 3 more years.
Wow, seems like he's been there forever.
He has.
Yeah, with COVID and everything.
He has 3 years left. I mean, with the COVID year, you get an extra red shirt year with the COVID year. So technically, he's a red shirt sophomore. He's a sophomore in the field this year.
Yeah, so we look forward to watching him play this year for sure. Anybody? Is 22 retired at PK Young?
No, it's not. It's not. Kids wear it all the time. It's not retired.
Okay, because I was going to see if you're going to be like Coach Spurrier, bring it out of retirement.
I would have, but it's not retired. It's not retired yet.
Yeah, well, I mean that's one thing. I don't know if I've talked to you about it, but athletes are so entrenched with numbers, and obviously, that number 22 in Gator history, especially football, is something else. And it, with you wearing it, with Terry wearing it, did your dad wear 22?
Dad wore 22.
Okay, so everybody's wearing. I mean that's pretty damn cool to see that. So. That's got to be pretty cool to see him running out of the tunnel in 22. What is Terry up to these days?
Terry he's doing a lot of little small things investment wise and working on different big projects that he's working on, and he's been working on for a while, trying to perfect certain systems and put systems in place for athletes to bring back the programs to help right certain wrongs that they have. Other than that, he's been a house dad up in Atlanta.
It sounds like Terry needs to become your big donor, your big booster for PK Young football.
That's what the hope is. We're going to try to make that happen.
All right, before we let you go, spring game is when and against who?
Next Thursday, St. Francis, 7:00 next Thursday.
At y'all's ballpark or theirs?
I don't know the details. I know we got a game. I'll just follow buses and crowds and show up. We'll figure it out when we get there. Or when.
All right, good stuff, Willie. Congratulations again, my man. We look forward to watching the Blue Wave this year. And I know you got a lot of stuff to do in the next few months. It's going to be crazy, but we appreciate you taking the time, my bud.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
All right. That's Willie Jackson, Gator Great, number 22. Join us on the Titan MRI hotline. I hope you enjoyed today's program. Make sure you tell all your friends and family to log on and watch our programs. We appreciate all the interaction. And I want to thank JC and Willie Jackson for joining us on the Titan MR Hotline. Have a great day, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.